Ah!
Oh, whoops, I forgot to change it away from the discard and draw theme.
Ha-ha!
Love you guys, discard and draw. Happy to be doing that thing with you.
Woo!
Which wrapped up today, or did it?
I don't know, maybe you played some fucking video games or Hanabi or something. Some goddamn Jenga.
Alright, hit the drop already. I made this too long. Yeah! Greetings, hungry ones!
Hello, humans of Earth.
Welcome to what is going to be the biggest marathon of Quarter Munchers history.
Yes, I hope you're prepared to look at our ugly faces.
Because we're going to be here for a little while. So,
yeah.
Sit down, strap in, turn on.
Get a fine alcoholic beverage if you're of legal drinking age in your country. And it is legal to drink there.
Yes. Which, if you're watching from the UK right now, thank you for being up at 9 in the morning.
Yeah. And if you're watching from, like, Iran, I think. I know there's a country in the Middle East where alcohol is straight up illegal. You know what? Get a fine alcoholic beverage anyway. 'Cause your government probably sucks.
America.
Yes.
So,
America.
Why is this going to be a marathon, you ask? Well, E3 happened this week.
Yes, and it was a good E3.
So, instead of like the last 2 or 3 years where we've been able to do a half hour, 45 minutes, and get through everything that was noteworthy at E3 this year,
yeah.
Let's see. Normally you guys are privy to like a few just links in the descriptions. Let me show you what we're working with today.
Yeah. This is actually a first for the show. We made a spreadsheet.
We had to go on a fucking Google spreadsheet.
Yeah. Just to keep everything in order, organized, make sure we knew what we wanted to talk about.
Because, my God, this is everything that we have to cover, and this probably isn't everything.
Oh, not by a long shot. There's a lot of stuff I was excited about at E3 that I was like, we can probably leave this out of the episode. Like, there is so much more that we could talk about. But we'll hit the salient points and try to get a few. I think there's a few things that I feel like deserve a little more coverage than they got. Because I mean, obviously everyone's talking about Zelda and like
that's
the awkwardness of the Ubisoft press conference and stuff like that. Other games like Cuphead, Bound, Gravity Rush 2. There's a few games that I think look really exciting that people aren't really saying much about. So we're gonna try and mix and match.
All right.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Fucking E3 2016.
So let's start with Microsoft's press conference.
Yes. We basically have two things. One, I guess we should probably... The big thing was the Xbox news. Xbox One S, the smaller, slimmer, more, I guess, streamlined version of the Xbone.
Look at this thing. It's massive. You can kill it with that.
It'll be the smallest Xbox ever, which is not a huge achievement.
Which is like saying it's going to be the size of Sega Saturn.
Yeah. But more important than that probably is the Project Scorpio announcement, which is going to be probably the first 4K console, as far as we know.
It seems to be like that's going to be the first one that's going to be able to display output 60 frames a second, 4K resolution.
Yeah.
I know we're a few years off of 4K being the standard. At least I hope.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch the whole Xbox or Microsoft conference, so I can't say for sure, but I heard some rumblings that like the Scorpio is only going to be able to output like pre-rendered video, I guess, like Netflix, for example, and YouTube, stuff like that in 4K, and maybe not actual games in 4K or something. I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air. As far as I know, Microsoft hasn't put out a lot of specifics about that. But maybe it will put out games in 4K. I don't know.
Yeah, I know 4K gaming is just like right on like they're walking through the doorway right now.
Yeah, I mean, even in the PC sphere, it's
yeah.
still you need like really new graphics cards.
Yeah, like the GTX 1080 is still like it's barely even able to do 4K.
Yeah, there's a reason they called it the 1080.
Yeah.
Because I think honestly, with at least with PCs, also they're pushing for frame rate. They want to move to like 120 frame per second monitors before, or at least in preference of 4K monitors. I think is part of it. But yeah, Xbox Scorpio will definitely do some kind of output at 4K. Presumably, it's going to be more powerful than a regular Xbone.
And what they're saying is it's still going to be all your Xbone stuff will be able to work on it, which good move, very good move.
Yeah, I think Microsoft and Sony are both savvy enough to know that releasing a completely new console this soon after this generation in a lot of people's minds just started, probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
Sega taught us that the hard way.
Oh yeah.
Sega. But Sega! But arguably even bigger than the Xbox news was Windows 10 gaming.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a confusing move. I'm happy about it, but I don't get why exactly Microsoft is doing it. So in case you haven't heard, for all of you lovelies out there, we're not Game Grumps.
Hungry ones.
All you hungry ones, Xbox One games are now pretty much universally going to be on Windows 10.
Yes, moving forward. I know a few things that I'm excited about. Like, I never get excited about a racing game, ever. But Forza Horizon 3 it looks sexy.
Yeah.
And I don't own an Xbone. But it's going to be on Windows 10 gaming.
Woo!
And the other great thing about that is you can still cross-play with people on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Which they've already delved into that with Killer Instinct. Like, my friend plays on Xbox One, I play on Windows 10, and we have epic sessions where I get bodied and maybe get a match in every once in a while. Because he's been playing since Season 1, and I just started.
Yeah, I mean, like, stuff like that definitely makes sense. The cross-play, aside from shooters, I would imagine, just because controller versus a lot of, well, who knows? I guess it depends on developers and publishers. But, a lot of gamers, have their preferences, and controller players and keyboard players don't really mix, like, nice.
Yeah, it's more like this and less like this.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands. Sorry, inside baseball. I was GMing a Shadowrun game, and I had my runners hired by like a Yakuza Romeo character, and the whole like plot of the game I had in mind was going to be Romeo and Juliet, but in the Shadowrun universe with Yakuza and triads instead of Capulets and Montagues. And at one point, like, I'm just kind of talking, and he's just talking about how much he loves this girl, and she's so pretty, and I'm kind of doing this. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. But yeah. So yeah, it's a little weird that like I said, it's great for consumers that Microsoft is announcing this, but I don't see how it sells more Microsoft products, It doesn't sell more consoles, with exclusivity being a non-issue now, and Microsoft doesn't really sell actual computers. They just sell operating systems, which people pirate the shit out of anyway. So
that was my thing. Is it's either one of two things: either they want to try to expand the gaming universe, or they really don't have that much faith in the Xbox One anymore.
Yeah, I mean it is lagging a little, but it's no Wii U. Uh,
Wow, go right for the jugular. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be like, yeah, you might be right. It might be not exactly a short-term thing, but something to just shore up the gaming business of Microsoft for now. But yeah, that's a big deal. Fucking everything you were maybe looking forward to on Xbox One. There might still be a little bit of exclusivity on Xbox, but I don't think it's more than like 90 days at this point.
Yeah.
Is the deal, like, for it to come over to the Windows Store. So, yeah, good on you, Microsoft. Fucking.
And speaking of the whole cross-play and that sort of cross-platform idea, what's really being implemented into that is the Minecraft universe.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking. They actually had Minecraft at their thing press conference, huh?
Yeah, they actually had a number of different developers and everything. One was there with their iPad playing, Minecraft World with somebody playing on the Microsoft, and other fuckers on fucking Sony PlayStation. And
yeah,
who knew that the internet could live in harmony like that? Shit.
Well, I guess that just goes to show you the power of Minecraft. Fucking, like, everybody plays that game.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
And that's and they're really actually listening to that, because I mean, I don't understand Minecraft whatsoever. It's maybe it's an age thing, maybe it's I have no patience for building shit thing. It's
probably both, maybe. Because I actually really like Minecraft. I've had a lot of fun playing it. Although I will say it's way better with, like, other people, like an actual group of friends that you all share a server together.
Yeah,
because then it's a thing where you can work on each other's stuff and build faster and not have to farm for shit all the time.
Yeah, that's like, I love watching like the old Markiplier videos where it was like Markiplier and Bob and Wade all like drinking excessively playing Minecraft. That's fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like Harvest Moon in a way, where it's almost sort of a meditative game. Like, when I played Minecraft and, oh god, fucking Terraria, Jesus Christ, I put so much goddamn time into Terraria. Like, I would play those games and, like, listen to podcasts and music and turn off the game audio.
Yeah.
And just kind of zone out for, like, 4 hours.
I could zone out in, like, the Minecraft soundtrack. First of all, Sam Grizzle, welcome to the podcast.
Woo! Sam Grizzle!
He says in the chat, quote, Minecraft sucks. Simple to the point. It's such a polarizing game. Like, you either love Minecraft to death, or you fucking despise it. I may be the only person in the middle. Like, okay, it exists. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, but more important than fucking Minecraft, the other big we've got so much to get through. We can't fuck around like this too much. The other big thing,
sure we can.
From Microsoft's press conference that we should talk about is Dead Rising 4.
So fucking excited.
Guess who's back?
Frank's back.
Motherfucking Frank. Frank West, back in the East, back in Colorado. Fucking back in the mall. Colombian Roastmasters. It's in the trailer. You can see the fucking sign. Oh god.
Let me get the chat up in here, and then I will pull up this trailer for everybody to see.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was actually, like, this was one of the only trailers from E3 that I actually, like, went out and showed other people. Like, my friends and people at work and stuff. Oh, God. Some shit is happening.
No, you're fine, you're fine. Daddy's got you. Daddy's got you.
But, just because it's so funny. It's one of my favorite trailers from the show. Just as a trailer. Like, it's constructed so well. It's so funny. Oh, hey, the chat. I forgot we put that there.
Yeah, no, that's what I was putting up, because I totally forgot about that. Oh, shit, I do have to leave that open.
Ah, fuck.
All right,
Oh,
quickly
man.
to the. Oh, jeez. Hang on.
Wow.
Wow, I'm
We're
dropping.
doing it live.
We're doing it live. Doing it live.
What else? I think Microsoft also showed Scalebound, the game Platinum's been working on for them for a while, which we'll talk about later because I want to. But just as a little aside, that exclusivity thing again makes me so happy that they're bringing it to the Windows 10 store because now I don't have to buy an Xbox One. Because that is the game, the one game I would buy an Xbox One for is Platinum's Scalebound. Whew.
All right,
And
here we go.
I'm probably going to end up getting a GTX. Oh my god, everything is just wow. To quote Solo Travel Blog, wow, just wow. Nice fucking dog right there. Okay, there we go. Now we're rolling. Now we're jamming.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Dead Rising 4
4
trailer.
No one remembers 3. We pretend it didn't happen, but and they didn't put the 4 in the word dead, like, you know, like a bunch of tool bags. I love the camera there, that little touch. That's nice. And then, oh, Frankie's coming to the modern day. Oh man, this poor sad old man looking through his own Twitter feed to find videos like it's so good. It's just like the humor is there, the spirit is there. Frank looks great. They changed his voice actor though. I noticed, at least from like the first game, between the first game and this game, his voice has changed.
I forgot about the candy cane gun.
Oh, dude, it's like the best part. And the Mario Kart. Like, one interesting thing. Oh, yeah, and the fucking dino head. So, yeah, this is Dead Rising 4, Saints Row 5, Nuts and Bolts, I think is the full title. The fucking smile. Oh, God, everything about this trailer is so good. Frank's creepy fake smile, the dead arm holding the mistletoe, the fire. He's in the mall. You can see the goddamn escalators. Slayer
I'm
Xbox
so,
One S starting at $299.
so very, very happy.
Oh, dude. Like, this trailer has everything it needs. It's got zombies. It's got, like... Oh, what's the game? I always forget the name of it, but it's like a physics sandbox. Not Gary's Mod.
And I got
but like you can tie things together and like slap rockets on enemies and make them fly away. And it's not Crackdown.
Not Kerbal Space Program.
Nah, fuck. But in any case, let's speculate. So I saw some gameplay footage of Dead Rising 4 as well, and at one point in that, Frank gets in like a dune buggy with a minigun at the top that you can actually control, and it's fucking hilarious because the guy driving it just starts firing and then spins it around.
That's what I love about some of these E3 press conferences is like, you would think you'd get like professional gamers or guys that like sit and play games all day. No, they get the guys that just want to get out there and they just fuck around on a press thing. It's amazing.
Yeah, apparently like Snoop Dogg and I want to say, fuck, it might have been Terry Crews were playing Battlefield 1 on the show floor at one point, and there's like video of it. They're not great. Maybe they're good. I haven't seen the video. It's just like I saw like on YouTube somebody made a video titled like Snoop Dogg isn't very good at Battlefield. But yeah, Dead Rising looks fucking great. I'm hoping like with some of the vehicles that are in that trailer, it honestly looks like you can customize not only weapons but also like actual whole vehicles, maybe. Because that was a system in the previous games, in like 2 and 3, I think, where you could make the weird weapons, like the chainsaw. Sorry, somebody's got their bass fucking cranked on my street. like the chainsaw staff and all the improvised weapons. I'm hoping that that's back and that you can take it to like another level with like cars and stuff. But yeah, no, the game looks so much fun. I mean, it's the same story once again, you know. Frank's like in Willamette just fucking around, killing zombies and trying to figure out some government conspiracy. But
so let me talk about this elephant in the room. It says due out holiday 2016.
The game looks pretty good. Like the actual gameplay footage I saw looked really polished. So that
I really need to call your attention to one word in this whole situation. Capcom.
Yeah. It would be so perfect for holiday 2016 though, because the game takes place like around Christmas time.
I'm fairly positive. Like they probably waited to announce that until like, yeah, we can have this out by the holidays and not have it suck.
Yeah.
Not, oh my god, we need to shove this out here before the Capcom Pro Tour dies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like generally publishers and developers are waiting on reveals these days, you know, compared to like 5 or 6 years ago, or, you know, like with The Last Guardian, where they announced the game 10 years ago and it's only maybe coming out this year or the beginning of next year. I think like a lot of people have learned from those kinds of really early reveals that it's not such a great idea sometimes to tell the public, oh yeah, we're making this game, watch out for it, and then either it dies in development at some point, or, you know, something changes, it goes wrong, and then people complain about like, well, this was in the E3 2010 trailer, and now it's 2017, the game's completely different. 0 out of 10. I don't know where that came from.
It's okay, man. Just let it flow.
Sorry. I've got a fine Las Vegas Distillery Nevada rum.
Holy shit.
Yeah, apparently. Because I've actually had Las Vegas Distillery, a couple of their whiskeys, and they're really good. So I tried the rum with like a splash of triple sec on the rocks, and it's very tasty.
I've been having a lot of Bacardi Oak Heart with lime seltzer.
Oh, nice.
Very tasty.
That sounds delicious.
Right now, it's just the rum in the glass because stairs.
Yeah. But yeah, this game looks fucking fun. And speaking of Capcom, as long as we're on Capcom and zombies, Resident Evil 7. Because I don't think we had anything else directly from Microsoft. There's like another Halo Wars coming.
Yeah, the only thing I really wanted to touch on was like, you know, just like really small stuff. Like they announced that the Gears of War 4 trailer.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. I haven't actually watched that yet.
Okay, hold on. We'll be right back. I know we're doing it live, but we're doing it live.
Doing it live.
Because
fucking thing sucks. Sorry. Gears of War 4 trailer. Gears of 4. 5 days ago. I got it.
I'm waiting for my YouTube to catch up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, overall, I felt like Microsoft's E3 conference this year, their press conference, it wasn't bad, but I don't know. I'm not huge on when like the big companies talk about their consoles too much, and I feel like there was a lot about Xbox, you know, the Xbox One S and Scorpio, and in those places I would have liked more game footage.
Yeah, other than like, you know, like some kind of like, you know, I don't know where I was going with that. My brain just farted.
It like during some of the Xbox One S and Scorpio stuff, like it's literally just stock photos.
Yeah.
Looping. It's just like, yeah, I get it. But shit, this looks pretty decent.
Yeah. So here we go. The live from the press conference, the Gears of War 4 trailer.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
The stage looks good, at least.
First of all,
tasteful.
by the way, touching on it again, Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive.
So shit, I'll actually be able to play Gears of War games finally.
Well, they did release the remaster of Gears of War 1 is on the Windows Store right now.
Oh, nice. That's useful. It's funny, actually, that reminds me, Game Informer has this series of videos called 100 Questions With, and they did one with one of the the producers of Gears of War 4, and the whole idea, it's this video, each one, it's a video series, and the videos are usually this guy, Ben Reeves, who's one of the editors of the magazine.
Yeah.
He asks these guys like these questions, but they're all super rapid fire, almost like yes/no questions, and a lot of them have nothing to do with the game. Or they're really weird questions, like, you know, I can't remember the ones he specifically asked about Gears of War. But there was stuff about, like, Coltrane and Dom that was just, like, silly, like, dumb questions, like, do we ever get to see Dom's hair or something? And
We're clear! Now what?
Now we get across.
But this we will furnish in the description of this. It is an 8-minute long
fun.
gameplay trailer.
One thing I'm noticing that I like about this is it's colorful. Like, there's splashes of green, there's the lightning is kind of purple with that big, like, thing in the back in the sky. Like, there is a lot of brown, but it's not like a boring brown, even.
Yeah, it's not
kind
like,
of an orangey
wash.
brown. Yeah, this is a definite step up from, like, the days of really muddy gray-brown Gears of War.
Yeah, and it really, I mean, plus it looks like it's staying true to the series with the active reloading, the same cover style, like, run-in. It looks like there's more melee kills.
I can still see the chainsaw bayonets on the guns, which is the most important thing.
Well, get ready, because here comes another one!
Yeah. Fucking...
And that's the other thing is, if you buy it once, if you buy it on Xbox One, you can play it on Windows 10. If you buy it on Windows 10, you can play it on Xbox One.
Yay. Yeah, that's one thing I actually didn't realize about the exclusivity, was that there was, like, I guess, like a PlayStation crossplay element. Like, where if you know, like, you buy DLC for, like, a PS4 game, and you also get it for the Vita version, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
But, again, it's 8 minutes long, and we have
Yeah.
a butt ton to cover, so we will come back to that, I assure you.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, like I
to.
Yeah. So I think that's our highlights from Microsoft. We might as well move on to Capcom, which basically only showed like 2 really big games. I mean, Capcom didn't have a press conference, as far as I know. They just kind of had like a booth, and, you know, their games showed up in places.
Yeah, they showed up on other people's I think
like Microsoft.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 was it Sony's or was it Microsoft's? I forget.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Resident Evil 7 even showed up at any of the press conferences. They might have just put out the trailer during E3.
I think it was during Sony because they said that you could download the demo this week.
That's right. Yeah, because I played it. That's why I want to talk about Resident Evil 7, because I played the fucking demo.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we do research, sort of.
We're
yeah.
doing it live. Mitch, the floor is yours.
So yeah, Capcom announced Resident Evil 7. They put out a trailer. There's tons of like let's play the demo footage on YouTube, and I played the demo. So here's what I have to say about it. Well, actually, I should preface this. Apparently, the content of the demo is not part of the main game. The demo was made essentially as a standalone thing to show off the engine, which is a new engine, the RE engine, i.e. Resident Evil, or re-engine, whatever you want to call it. Show off the engine, the lighting, the style of the game, stuff like that. And yeah, they're going in a different direction. I think as far as zombies and stuff are concerned, um, Dead Rising is pretty much what Capcom's going to stick to, and it looks like Resident Evil is turning into more of a horror themed series these days, which I think is good.
Well, I remember back when it was announced, they actually they touched on that they wanted it to go back to its horror roots as opposed to an over-the-shoulder cover shooter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, Resident Evil like 5 and 6 were really, they were action games. They weren't horror games, really. And this one's definitely going back to like the good old days. You can't even run, really. You literally cannot run in the trailer. You just walk everywhere. It bears a lot of, and everyone's made this comparison, but it bears a lot of similarities to PT and Outlast.
No PT.
Yeah. It's first person. There's actually a section where like your player character is a cameraman for a shitty like Ghost Hunters type show. And like there's a section of the demo where you play this videotape in a VCR in this crummy TV, and it switches to what you were filming before the demo happens. And you're still in control of the character, but now there's like scan lines across the screen. And it's like you're taping with a fucking camcorder. So the demo isn't actually that scary. I mean, I hate to say it, and I even saved myself. I didn't watch, like, I don't think I even watched the full trailer. I watched like a teaser, like 1 minute or 30-second thing before I played the demo. And I mean, there's not a lot of jump scares. There's kind of a half-hearted jump scare in the middle and sort of one at the end, but not really. And the atmosphere is, I think I might be kind of jaded, because I'm sure like if somebody was, like half my age playing this and wasn't familiar with the horror genre and, horror video games, they'd probably be scared of it.
Right.
It's very dark. You can only see really in a little like spot in front of you, like a flashlight kind of spot, which is, classic trick for kind of limiting the information getting to the audience so that, when something does pop up on the screen, it's like, can't see in the periphery. Oh God, I feel so insecure. But I mean, there's a couple creepy things that happen, but mostly you're just in this really like, you're basically in a hoarder house. It's really dirty and gross. And you solve a couple puzzles. There's 2 different endings as far as anyone knows. A couple kind of red herring items in the demo. Like you can find a couple items that go into your inventory. They're items that you hold and you can look at, but they don't seem to do anything. Well, one item anyway. But I mean, for a demo, it's just to show off the tech. It's fine. I think hopefully they're saving all of their like good content for the main game, because like technically, as something running on the PS4, the demo is pretty good. It runs well. The visuals are pretty good. And it's interesting. There's definitely like a story. Like there's a little Easter egg of like an Umbrella Corporation reference in the demo, like a very small one that you have to look really hard for. So there's definitely, from a fan perspective, there's stuff to kind of sink your teeth into, but just as like a little miniature horror game, I saw everything coming, basically. The scares weren't necessarily telegraphed. It's just, as someone who's played, my fair share of scary video games, it was all pretty standard stuff. There's some mannequins that, sit in a corner, and when you look away, they turn around and you look back and they're like looking towards you, and it's like, ooh, creepy. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much shit on it because it is just a demo. It's just, and not even like a demo for the full game. It's just a tech demo.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did Capcom say when the game is coming out?
I don't remember.
January 24th, 2017, apparently, according to the trailer. So they've got some time, to finish the game. I imagine it's been in development for a while. I mean, Resident Evil 6 came out, a couple of years ago now?
I completely forgot that Resident Evil 6 even existed.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that one out there.
Yeah. I mean, even that one's not a bad game, but it's not scary. It's just an action game with zombies in it.
Yeah. But you want to talk about horror, and a guy who's really good at it.
Oh boy.
Hideo Kojima.
Oh, we're going there.
Oh, we're going there. Like I wanted to go there like an hour ago. Because this is like my
Yeah, this is a fucking thing.
In his first game since being fired by Konami.
Yeah. Fucking, oh man. Here's how I would characterize this trailer. Before, when Kojima was working at Konami, he was like a very artistic but ultimately commercial film director, like Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's a great director. He knows what he's doing, but on a certain level, his films are made, in a lot of cases, to make money. And now at Sony, Kojima's just gone full Herzog. He's gone Werner Herzog. He's gone fucking Seijun Suzuki.
He's gone Lars von Trier almost.
Yeah. Like, actually, I'd almost compare him, like, before he was like a Kubrick, almost. And now he's just gone off the deep end. He's gone full art house.
Yeah.
But with money. He's not making he's not like David Lynch early in his career making shit like Eraserhead. He's just fucking... Hoo boy.
So, we're going to send you now to the trailer for Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Starring Norman Reedus.
Oh my god.
And here we
go. The fucking thing.
Okay, if it starts off with a quote, you know you're in deep shit.
Yeah. That's how Darth Marenghi's Dark Place starts out. Holy shit.
Right, it does!
Yeah. Of Shakespeare. But yeah, my sister actually watched this trailer, and when we talked about it at work, she told me I should watch Ingmar Bergman's Persona because it reminded her of that film in a lot of ways. Which makes sense because, Kojima, huge cinephile, first of all, and he's clearly gone crazy. There's just no other way to put it. He put Norman Reedus naked on an oily beach with a bunch of Dead Sea life, a USB baby, like some handcuffs that have a holographic display, and it's insane. He's got this weird, they're dog tags, but not.
And it's got this fucking, Imogen Heap style music in the background.
Yeah, which Kojima actually teased on his Twitter. He talked about how much he loved this band and this album. Before the trailer came out, he tweeted about the music. Not in reference to anything, just like, hey, I've been listening to this album and it's really good. And of course, the Metal Gear conspiracy theorists and the Never Be Game Over guys on Reddit immediately went nuts, making flowcharts and weird goddamn collages of just can't you see? It all comes together. Pepe Silvio.
This is what I am curious about here. Was this the game they were trying to make with Silent Hills?
maybe, probably not. Because here's the thing, and this gets into business nitty-gritty stuff. If Hideo Kojima tried to make, you know, violent bills, Konami would sue the shit out of him. There's almost certainly stuff from his contract. Like, even when I worked at a shit job at, you know, a fucking recycling plant, when I signed on to work there, I had to sign an agreement that if I ever quit or got fired for like 2 years or something after I left, I couldn't work in the recycling industry again.
Yeah, it's typical covenant not to compete.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure, like, Konami probably had something like that. Or at least, you know, they'd have a case on some level if Kojima straight up tried to make, you know, Quiet Mountains. But, and here's the other thing, is there's actually been, I think, Game Informer published it was either Game Informer or IGN, somebody published an interview with Kojima, and he talked about how, for Death Stranding, they don't even have an engine yet. Like, literally, this isn't a trailer for the game. This is a trailer.
Uh-oh. Mitch, we're losing Mitch.
Craigie. Can you
You're terminating a little bit.
Ooh. Oh, maybe.
Maybe
Back. Okay. Yeah, so what I read in that interview is that basically they don't have an engine. I don't think they really have like a game set and ready to go yet. I mean, Kojima just left Konami like within less than a year ago. The end of last year, the beginning of this one.
Yeah.
So I think it's a thing where he's got Norman Reedus, he's got ideas, he doesn't have an engine or, you know, like a story, like a script or, you know, an actual gameplay gimmick yet. We just know that Kojima's making a game, Norman Reedus is in it, and it's going to be fucking weird.
The reason I wanted to ask about that was because I see Norman Reedus, but I didn't see Del Toro's name on it.
Yeah, as far as we know, currently Guillermo del Toro is not working on this game. That was also in the IGN or Game Informer, I can't remember which one, interview. He's talked to Kojima about it. They talk to each other. They're besties. You know, they're like Ian McKellen and fucking
Patrick Stewart.
Yes, Patrick Stewart. They are very good friends. But as far as I know, Guillermo del Toro's he's working on his own projects in the film industry. And I'm sure.
If I remember right, there was an interview with Del Toro like ages ago that after PT and Silent Hills fell through, he was like, I'm done with the fucking game industry. Eat a dick.
Kind of. He has said that he's done working on games, but it's because every game he's worked on, he feels like he's cursed. Because every game he works on ends up getting canceled.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. So he feels like if he works on a game, it will get canceled, and not just, you know, he's been really unlucky like 4 or 5 times in a row or whatever number it was. So I'm sure like him and Kojima are going to talk about this game, and you know, he's not going to have anything directly to do with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, if he showed up in the special things like in big. Uh-oh. Right. Oh, did I terminate her again?
A little bit.
Omega. I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if Guillermo del Toro's name shows up in the special thanks section of Hideo's next game, like in big letters. Yeah, executive producer. That's the one.
That's the ticket.
That's the credit you give to someone who was important to making the movie, but not in a really tangible way. Like when they just let you use a word in your copyright, or like they let you use a word in your title that they copyrighted, or, you know, they let you shoot in like a house they owned or whatever, you know, weird thing. Actually, did you hear about that with No Man's Sky?
Yes.
late breaking news. Apparently, No Man's Sky was delayed because Sky Telecom in Britain has a copyright on the word sky. It's fucking... It's like the scrolls thing with Mojang again. It's so fucking dumb. You shouldn't be able to goddamn copyright a single word.
Okay, Sky's pissed off about them using No Man's Sky. This is literally the Fine Brothers trying to trademark reaction.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid and ridiculous.
It's a fucking word. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, we really need to draft a rule that either you can't copyright a single word, or you can copyright a single word, but if somebody uses that word in a bigger title, it's not an infringement. You know, like something. Because it's ridiculous. So apparently that's what delayed No Man's Sky, was a big lawsuit from Rupert Murdoch, who somebody should fucking assassinate. Yeah, I said it.
So, because of Sky suing fucking No Man's Sky and the development agency and everything, next week is not going to be the greatest week of my life.
Yeah. So, good news is that means the game is almost, like, absolutely done in development. It wasn't being pushed back because it was unfinished. It was just stupid legal bullshit. But getting back on track, the name Death Stranding in Kojima's new game, assuming that title sticks, which, like, I'm not going to assume anything with Kojima at this point.
Right.
Just, you know, there's so much, you know, in the conspiracy zone of, like, Never Be Game Over and all that. Apparently Stranding is when beaches... No. I was going to say when beaches get whaled. Stranding is when a whale gets beached, basically. That's the verb for it.
Is it really?
Yeah. I posted a link to the Wikipedia page. Cetacean stranding. When a whale strands, it's basically getting itself stuck on a beach. Or rather, a whale gets stuck on a beach is stranding. Because apparently in a lot of cases, that happens because the whale dies and then it just washes up on shore. So it's not always the whale doing it accidentally or on purpose. A lot of times it's just a corpse. And like we saw in that trailer, it's on a beach, there's oil, there's tons of dead sea life. So clearly there's a connection there.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a really interesting, like meaningful connection, or whether it's just Kojima being like, "Oh, English is funny," remains to be seen. Oh yeah, speaking of English is funny. Again, another side note, not necessarily E3 related. I noticed something really weird about Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, which took me down an interesting path. Should we talk about this?
Rifle it off. We got a while.
Okay, so basically, in Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, Jam is racist as shit. Or rather, her localization is fucking racist. Holy crap. She literally says, "Oh, you know, it looks so good. You should eat some fried rice." Like, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just telling you people.
He's illustrating, ladies and gentlemen, disclaimer.
Yeah.
He's illustrating a point. Love
Yeah,
us.
her localization is atrocious. And I found out that... So it's a weird story. So here's the thing. At first I thought, oh, the localization company's being really racist and weird about this. So I looked them up, and they've done all of the other Guilty Gear games, or not all of the other Guilty Gear games, but they've done Guilty Gear games in the past. They've done BlazBlue. They've done a lot of work for Arc System Works. So I thought, okay, that's weird. Maybe it wasn't them. And I actually asked Gear Project on Tumblr, the guy who is like the lord of Guilty Gear lore, about it. And he completely misunderstood my question. He thought I was talking about Jam's actual voiced dialogue, which is in Japanese. And he went on to explain that in the Japanese dub of the game, Jam speaks like her actual dub is stereotyped, but it's a stereotype of someone who's learning Japanese, not specifically a Chinese person stereotype. Because she adds like aru to stuff, which is something like Ross from Game Grumps does as a joke. So that's actually not necessarily a racist thing. It's just a joke about people who are learning the language. Similar to like how, like if you've got someone who's got a French accent in American media, and they frequently say like, how do you say? It's something like that. But for whatever reason, the localization company, I guess, in the past, as far as I know, Jam has always basically spoken straight normal English in the text boxes, which is what I was actually asking about. Because in the text boxes in the old games, if she asks like, "Hey, how do I get from here to there?" she would ask, "How do I get from here to there?" And now in the new game, if she was asking the same question in Revelator, she'd ask, "How do I get from here to there?" Maybe not with that inflection necessarily, because it's just text, so it would just read, "How I get from there to here," or whatever. And I guess the localization company wanted to preserve the English second language nature of her dialogue, but it just reads like so racist. Even though I know it's not meant to be, like knowing the full story that Jam is essentially she speaks the common language of the Guilty Gear universe as a second language, and her first language is Chinese, and so that's in the Japanese dub, that's how she talks. And because of the way that Japanese works, there's actually an outlet for that. But in English, because of like the sensitivities of, I guess, American watcher or readers like me, when I'm just reading the text, it comes across really badly. And like it's in her win quotes, it's in her dialogue. It's really, really strange. And I kind of hope that, Arc System Works changes it to be a little more reflective of what she's actually saying. Because I feel like, in a way, this translation is actually less accurate. Because it paints her as, like this fucking racist stereotype joke, instead of just somebody who struggles with English.
The poor localization reminds me of is Mega Man X6.
Oh, was that the one with... No, that wasn't. 7 was the one with like the actual voiceover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in Mega Man X6, they just literally translated Japanese to English.
Oh no! Like Babelfish style.
Yeah, without changing any kind of like the what makes English sentence structure.
Oh my god! So it's the Japanese grammar. Oh, the Yoda grammar. I love it.
My favorite one that always stands out in my mind is there's one of the levels where you have to shoot lasers and make it so it powers something up.
Yeah.
And Alien goes, it's sort of like a puzzle game. X goes, it is. What a painstaking nightmare phenomenon.
Oh my god.
What a painstaking nightmare phenomenon.
Yeah. You see, stuff like that would be understandable, because that's just, bad translation. It's just really weird, because the localization for Guilty Gear, like, they clearly put work into it. They translated Jam's lines, and then made the conscious choice to make her, like, drop plurals and, speak this broken English, this stereotyped broken English that, just comes across, like... It made me feel bad playing the game a little bit. So I'm like, oh no. Oh. But it also made me want to fuck her more, so I don't know.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was waifu for waifu.
Alright. Moving back to E3 news.
Yes, let's get back on it. I think that's all of the...
Yes.
That's... Well, not Konami, but Kojima.
Let's talk about something that I'm geeking the absolute fuck out over. Maybe it's because I game on a psychotic budget nowadays, and I'm really $15 is almost too much for me at this point. Let's talk about how artful indie games can get, and how much fun they can be with a game like Cuphead.
You talk about that. I'm gonna go get more ice.
You do what you gotta do. Alright. I'm going to transfer everybody over, and I'm going to critique this gameplay trailer of Cuphead, which is really it's a throwback to the old, like, Contra and old running gun games, Metal Slug. But take a look at how it's animated. It looks like an old, like Mickey Mouse era, like Steamboat Willie cartoon, and I really love when that's the style people go for, and that people just really realize the technology that we have to do cool shit like this. But this looks like Metal Slug if Metal Slug were a Mickey Mouse cartoon. And I don't care how much this is, it's probably gonna be like $15, $20. I'm still buying this. This is like gold in a game for me. Like, even right down to the soundtrack, listen to it. It sounds like Steamboat Willie or I can't even remember any famous like WD cartoons. Actually, Steamboat Willie might just see this as shit. Yes! Oh boy! Oh boy, it's time! Oh boy!
Look at that beautiful bullshit. Yeah! Oh god. Oh, I went a little. Like, did you guys hear that? That like my Mickey went a little over. You know, it wasn't just ha-ha. It was like ha-ha.
Yeah. It was like,
so that happened.
Getting his ass grabbed.
But
no, what I'm saying is, I love how this company is using powerful technology like this to do cool shit like this.
Yeah, with animation that looks like it's from the 20s. Which that's one of the. Did you talk about frame rates with this game at all?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so here's the thing about Cuphead that's, from the perspective of someone like me who loves animation, really, really interesting, and I don't know how they're doing it. This style of animation, like this style of drawing, when the cartoons that Cuphead is based on were made, those cartoons were animated at 10 frames per second. 10. Maybe 12. They were ridiculous. It was a ridiculously low frame rate. It was the absolute minimum you could do to get the illusion of motion, because it was, expensive to animate at the time and technology was limited. And Cuphead, because it's basically a Mega Man game from the looks of it, almost has to run.
I like it more to Contra or Metal Slug.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But like, you get what I mean. It's a video game.
Right.
It almost has to run at 60 frames a second. But in order to get this look, the way this animation is supposed to look, you have to run it at 1/6 of the frame rate. So I'm really interested in seeing, like, exactly, like, I want to talk to the developers of this game and find out how they did this, like, what kind of considerations they made and how they managed to nail the look of these classic animations. Like, 'cause some of it I can tell, like, they made things very loopy. That was another thing about really early animation, was loops. You would loop the shit out of an animation.
Yeah.
Because again, it was expensive, so if you could animate, I don't know, like 30 or 40 frames, not even that, like 20 frames of animation, and then get like 30 seconds of work out of it, fuck yeah, like great. So obviously, like, Cuphead has a lot of looping animations, but yeah, because it looks like an old cartoon, but I know that it has to play like a new game, and there's such a gulf in between those two things.
Right, which is like, actually, hang on one second. Who is this being developed by?
It's a developer that I'm not super familiar with.
Right, same here.
Cuphead. Don't make a deal with the devil. Canadian brothers Chad and Jared Moldenhauser, operating as Studio MDHR. Drawn in the style of, 1930s cartoons, not 1920s, but yeah, I don't think these guys, this studio, technically, I don't believe has ever made a game before.
I just pulled up their Twitter account. You can follow them at Studio MDHR, all one set of characters. Take a look at their Twitter cover page.
Oh, look at that. That's great. Those sketches.
It looks like an old sketch for like a friggin' Walt Disney cartoon.
Yeah, or like Fleischer Studios. All those old
Wait, did I say Walt Disney? I meant WD.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you see the new JonTron?
No, I haven't.
Oh, my God. It's about knockoff. It's about bootleg Disney games, and it's fucking great.
Oh, that's great.
Shoutouts to JonTron. But yeah, Cuphead. Fucking shit, man. This game looks good.
And this actually, the first time I saw it was in the Microsoft press conference during the indie development on Xbox or whatever segment where they're like, look at all these indie games coming out, and I'm like, want it. Fuck.
Yeah.
There goes my wallet.
Yeah, no. There were a lot of really good-looking indie games at E3 this year.
What was the name of that one? My Own Happy or something?
Oh, fuck. Did we put it in the thing?
We did not. I forgot to put it in the spreadsheet.
Is it the one where people have, like, the masks, kind of?
Yeah, and like they're...
Oh, We Happy Few. We Happy Few. I've been watching that game for a while.
Really?
That looks interesting. Yeah. Not like a long time, like the last, 4 months or something.
Oh, I didn't realize it had been that development for that long.
Yeah, it was announced, not a while ago, but it was announced before E3, and they just put out a new trailer and, new gameplay stuff at E3. That's another one that looks really interesting.
This is... We Happy Few is 150% right up my alley.
Yeah.
I love story-driven anything. I love weird, dystopic...
It's basically, 1984, the video game.
Yeah.
With healthy doses of Equilibrium and The Giver.
I'm so glad I was aiming right for Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Fucking
it is
movie.
very Equilibrium. The basic story is you're a guy who works in this, utopian society, and he redacts news stories, and one day you stop taking your happy pills and realize that holy shit, the world is fucked.
Yeah.
But it looks beautiful, the aesthetics of the game, where everyone has this painted face that looks like Joker gas happy kind of all the time.
Yeah. I love how far indie gaming has come, number one. And number two, it's almost as respected, if not more respected, than, AAA games.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with film, indies are the new auteurs, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I'd say Kojima and maybe Miyazaki at From Software, they're the only two big video game auteurs. Well, and Miyamoto. Just making sure I don't come up with a fourth and have a Spanish Inquisition moment. Miyamoto, Miyazaki, and Kojima are the big video game auteurs who actually get AAA level budgets to make games that are very clearly theirs. And really, I think that mainly applies to Miyazaki and Kojima. Hideo, Hideo. Shiggy. Shiggy is really highly respected, but I feel like his games get a little diluted by Nintendoizing to an extent, maybe. And anyway, the important thing is right now in the industry, if you have a creative vision and you don't want it to get the Ubisoft treatment, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want.
That's why we're here. We're an independent podcast. No one's paying us to do shit. Hell, no one's paying us. No one is
Motherfucking
paying
indies.
us.
Yeah, literally no one is paying us to do this. Las Vegas Distillery, shout outs. Please sponsor us. I need to eat.
That was the saddest begging for a sponsorship I think I've ever heard on anything. You sounded like the puppy that wanted to come in because it pissed on the rug.
But yeah, like right now, if you want to be an auteur, you know, for better or worse, for Phil Fishdom, or no, sorry, strike that. For better or worse, or respectively, you know, Kojima or Phil Fishdom. Fuck Phil Fish, he's the worst. Indie is kind of the way to go right now, because I mean, like the tools are at the level where an indie developer can still make a really good, well-polished video game. The guy who made Hyper Light Drifter, fucking awesome game.
Yeah, that's what's
and it was
really
like,
great is a lot of this middleware that is used to create a lot of this is so accessible nowadays. Both
yeah,
in ease of finding and also ease of cost.
Yeah, like licensing a lot of software is kind of. I mean, on the one hand, the subscription model of software kind of overall raises the price, but a lot of like these tools are coming down, from like Maya used to cost $10,000,
right?
And now you can get student copies of Maya for like pretty cheap. It's still expensive, but
one of the things that like specifically to me, the Adobe Creative Suite is only like $30 a month.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Like,
because I mean, all the great videos you see on YouTube, that's all Premiere, Audition, all the thumbnails are all babies first Photoshop, courtesy of me. Our thumbnails suck, dude. I'm even gonna throw that. Our thumbnails are garbage. I am like moist garbage tier when it comes to making that kind of shit. That's why I ask the services of one Chuck Harrison.
Yeah, shout out to Chucky Boy. What cast?
Who maybe got a few upcoming videos now that he's departed from his current YouTube duties of his old YouTube show, the BUCR.
Aww.
Well, he departed because he's in the midst of making more the third in a trilogy of the Belief book and the Book of Gods and all the atheist children's books that he's working on.
Good for him.
So he took more time to be a creator than a 9-to-5 job, which I fucking salute you.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, he has a kid. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Chuck, man, you're legit. All the shit I gave you ever, Chuck, I still respect you at the end of the day. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Also, Poppy's putting out a fucking comic.
Yeah!
As planned.
And actually, in addition to that, last year at New York Comic Con, Poppy and Chuck both actually got to show off their the comic they co-wrote.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I got a copy for you. Comic Con's around my birthday, so I got an autographed copy from Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
After I stopped being salty that I had to drive from Long Island into Brooklyn to go get Chuck, and then we would drive out of Brooklyn through industrial New Jersey and Manhattan to get back to where we were supposed to be. And it was on my birthday.
You had to drive from like New York to Manhattan, or wait, how did you leave New York in the process of going from one part of New York to another?
I said it out of order, dude. I'm drinking rum. What the fuck do you want? Alright, you want the accurate journey? I went from Long Island into Brooklyn to pick Chuck up.
Yeah.
Then we went from Brooklyn, and the way the GPS took me was down through Manhattan, in through north of the Bronx, in through like the industrial section of New Jersey. We all had to find some place to piss, which was like this bullshit truck stop outside of fucking Newark. Where I had to wait for one truck to finish taking like the longest shit I think anybody has ever taken ever.
Oh man, at that point you should have just paid for a shower, or was it not like a truck stop that actually had a shower?
It may have. Dude, I was so salty at that point. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there and get home. I was driving for like 10 hours on my fucking birthday.
Damn.
Like I was pissed.
So yeah, buy the Belief book, buy Aslan when it comes out. Our friends Pablo and Chuck made them.
One Cast Love.
Yeah, and fuck, what should we move on to now?
Well, actually, one thing that, speaking of Chuck, one thing that I've seen him posting a shit ton of since E3 started, the new Legend of Zelda.
That's right. He would love that, wouldn't he?
Before I cut to the trailer, and before everyone shits the draws, Nintendo. Guys. Nintendo is like that ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that you have, that you were so perfect together, it was like the best sex you'll ever have in your life, and then they move away, like you don't see or hear from them, you want nothing to do with them, God, fuck this guy or fuck this girl, then they move back and it's like nothing ever happened. You just go right back to it, and then it happens all over again. That is my relationship with Nintendo. I want to just leave Nintendo in the dust, but shit like this happens, and now I gotta play this. I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna finish it, my Wii U's gonna gather dust in the fucking closet behind me, and then, like, Smash Brothers 7 is gonna come on. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, man, you gotta go reminding me of my last relationship.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I didn't know that's the material I've been working on all week. I was like, I can't wait for this moment. Oh shit, that wasn't appropriate. Well, that's not okay.
No, you didn't know. Fucking, I haven't told anyone. I broke up with Robin like 2 months ago. So I'm not Batman anymore. Chuck will be sad. Sorry, Chuck. But yeah.
Nevertheless, I salute you. Because you're Mitch and you're on Munchers.
It'll be fine. Zelda trailer.
Yes.
Zillow.
Rather than yeah. Sorry.
So yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like an ass right now.
No, don't fucking worry about it. I've done worse. Like, not the last time. Yeah.
That's all you needed to say. We did one cast.
You look what cast up on the dictionary, it just says worst. But yeah, Zelda, fucking shit, man. Like, here's the thing, I've been really not super happy with Nintendo for the last few years. The Wii U is overall, there's only been like 2? I'm gonna say 2 games on the Wii U. No, let's say 3. 3 games, I'll be nice, on the Wii U that I really fucking like. That I think are really good games. Bayonetta, not F-Zero, hyper fast racing Neo, that's it, and Splatoon. Those are the 3 games on the Wii U, and I know I only leave out Mario Maker because I myself haven't played it very much, and I'm sure it's great, but I don't love Mario. So, yeah, as a critic, I'll say there's like 4 games, maybe even 5 if you include Kart, that are really good and really, really, absolutely. There are 4 or 5 system sellers on the Wii U, and everything else has just been okay or bad. You know, Wonderful 101 was interesting, but just not super fun to play because of the controls. Overall, the Wii U's just, it hasn't had the most compelling library. And, fuck, shit, man. Zelda. Zelda's back, and it looks fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing about this trailer I don't like. And even from my level of cautious optimism, like, I know Nintendo can fuck this game up. I am 100% certain that they'll find a way to make this bad. Or they could, at least. If they really tried, they could find a way to completely screw this game up and make me hate it. Like they did Skyward Sword. Which fucking did not like very much overall. It just wasn't very good. But this game, I like it. I like everything I've seen in the trailer. I like almost everything I've seen in the gameplay footage, which there's hours and hours of on YouTube. There's so much footage of this game on YouTube.
Yeah,
We're showing you the trailer, but there is so much evidence of this game being at least decent. There's a huge world, which, as it turns out, Monolith Soft helped make. The creators of Xenoblade Chronicles, which was a fantastic RPG, and Xenoblade Chronicles
That's
X.
you said that, like, who the fuck is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They made one fantastic game, Xenoblade Chronicles, and one sort of shitty game. Xenoblade Chronicles X had a lot of problems, but the world was huge and beautiful, and that's what they're working on in this game. So that I'm confident in. They made a big, beautiful world for Link and you, the player, to explore. It looks gorgeous. The cell shading looks fucking great. This is some of the best looking shader technology that I've seen on a Nintendo product in a while.
Let me
basically ever.
Let me take you back ways here. If the Wind Waker looked like this,
Oh my god.
where the
This
fuck
is-
was that?
You know, I'll bet Wind Waker HD was just a test bed for the visuals of this game.
You know, I want to disagree with you, but that's really fucking accurate.
Like, I could totally see them using Wind Waker just to test, or Wind Waker HD to test different tweaks on their cell shading system to find something that they really liked. And I think this is the result of that experimentation. Because this game looks fucking good. I like the gameplay elements. You know, the cooking of food, the gathering of enemy weapons that actually matters, unlike Wind Waker. Link gets different outfits. He gets fucking sweet-ass board shorts to swim around in.
Spear.
Yeah, you can get spears off of enemies that have their own fucking, like, move sets. He gets armor. I don't know if everyone noticed that in this, but he gets fucking breastplate and, like, pauldrons, and fucking... It looks exciting.
This will be the reason my Wii U gets turned on every now and again.
Yeah, this is the thing that's going to bring my Wii U out of retirement. Fucking...
Like
The fact that they talked about going back to the original OG Legend of Zelda on the NES, you know, to emphasize actual exploration, not, you know, exploration in the linear fucking Skyward Sword sense.
not like exploration in bold text. It's secret to the northeast. Awesome.
Yeah. Like, there's so much about this game that looks fucking good. That looks like, you know, I think Nintendo hired some new people. You know, they got some, like, really smart developers on this. They broke out of their corporate culture of let's remake whatever we used to make to bilk our fucking customers. Like, shit, man. Link can climb shit.
Yeah, and he can climb like fucking everything.
Yeah, that was one of the things
Clock
one of my
towers.
friends. Yeah. Link is fucking he's a goddamn monkey. He can grip onto anything. That was actually I had game night on Thursday night, and my friend Dustin, like, that was the thing about this trailer, this reveal that fucking blew his mind, was that you don't have to have like a clear set of vines leading up the side of a wall to, you know, to climb shit. You can just get on shit and climb up of it. Oh man.
So that is, I mean, this will sell.
We just blew our wads.
Yeah, no, that
yeah. Or NXs. It's going to be on NX whenever that comes out. But
you know,
I feel confident
that like anything about the NX.
Yeah, Nintendo stated not long before E3, but way before E3, they said, you know, pretty clearly that NX was not going to be at E3. They weren't going to have anything to say about it. It was pretty much all about Zelda and Pokemon. That was like their two big things.
Now, all right, let me take you to the other side of this whole Wii U thing. There's a game that popped up called Severed.
Yes, that I'm looking forward to as well.
So
it's another game that I've been following for a while.
We're going to cut to the trailer right now of Fruit Ninja, the RPG.
Why do you? Oh, I was wondering about this. Like, I honestly thought there was a Fruit Ninja RPG.
Seriously?
I don't know. There's a fucking Angry Birds movie. I couldn't believe a Fruit Ninja RPG for phones, you know, just as like a side thing at E3. I don't know. You're the one who made most of this, the goddamn spreadsheet. But no, now I totally see where you're coming from, because it is very Fruit Ninja inspired. This is one of possibly the only games that I will say uses the gamepad or the 3DS touchscreen really well.
That is why I would pick this up.
Yeah.
And also because I love Drinkbox Studios.
Yeah, no. Guacamelee was fantastic. I love it.
One of my favorite games.
Yeah. It's a fantastic Metroidvania, and with Severed, it, again, like, kind of like Kojima, it looks like they've gone full, just, like, Guacamelee was a very artistic game and very pretty, but in certain respects, it was also very safe to make, because it's a Metroidvania, it's got a pretty conventional combat system. Severed, like, Drinkbox clearly has their feet, like, you know, they've got their feet under them, they've got their sea legs, they know what they're doing as, you know, a development company, and they're going for it. Like, and I'm so happy that they are, because this game looks gorgeous. I mean, it's so colorful.
Alright. Yeah, but tell me that's not, like, if there was a Fruit Ninja RPG, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of the gameplay. The gameplay clearly centers around using, like, swiping and that kind of mechanic. And just, you know, generally, like, the gamepad controls seem like they're going to be the core of the game. You know, interacting with the environment is gamepad-based. Combat is gamepad touchscreen-based.
And the only other thing I like, the only non-Nintendo game I've seen where, like, that's the core thing was, like, the Rayman Origins and Legends, where it was, like, your little, like, fly that follows you could, like, poke, and that's where it went.
I just realized why I like this game so much.
Come again?
Oh, I just realized there's something about Severed that I didn't make the connection consciously until just now. And now I get it. Now I see it. Now I know why Severed looks so good. To me specifically. Rules of Nature! And I like when the sun comes up. Yeah.
Your first belting out was very, like, peaky and garbled. I didn't catch it.
Rules of Nature. It's Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear Rising, but on the Wii U with pretty colors.
That's right. I'm looking at the spreadsheet and I'm like, holy shit, we put a lot on here.
Yeah.
So, at this point, there were a few things that I did capitalize that, fighting game news.
Yes, we should talk about that.
Yes. First of all, number one, during the Microsoft press conference, Killer Instinct community leader came out and announced the latest character, confirmed the leaks that we talked about like 3-4 months ago, that General Rom from the first Gears of War game is officially KI.
He's playable now, I think.
Yes, he was playable right after the press conference. If you're a KI player like me, it's weird. He only has one combo opener. But he has so many. He has OTG hits up the wazoo.
Nice.
It's not 100% my style of play, but at the same time, I'm learning because it's a Gears of War character. His whole thing is he makes armor for himself.
Huh.
Out of the weird like locust things. All you do is like triple punch and it summons one hit armor.
Nice.
But fighting game news.
Yeah. There wasn't much about Street Fighter V at E3.
I was expecting there to be, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Capcom went pretty much all zombies. But there was technically one Capcom thing that was pretty big at E3, and his name's Akuma.
Yes. We knew he was in the game.
Yeah.
From the arcade trailers. What we got out of E3 was competitive viability for the United States. We're going to cut right now to the Tekken 7 Faded Retribution trailer for consoles, finally.
Yes.
After... Is it even relevant at this point is my question.
I mean, I don't know. Americans don't play as many 3D games. Fuck it. This trailer looks good.
Oh, no, it looks phenomenal. I'm sort of a closet Tekken fan.
Yeah.
I love playing it, but I love playing against people that don't know how to play it. Because if you play against people that know how to play it, you just get hit once and you just watch yourself fly until your life burns away.
Yeah. But you know, it looks like these CG trailers look really good.
But here's the funny thing about this trailer. This is CG. Watch when it cuts directly into gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, one of the things I love about this, like this beginning of this trailer, is just it's this hilarious case of like two villains monologuing in the same room, because it doesn't seem like they're really having a conversation.
Right?
They're saying sentences, but they're not really connected to each other in any clear way. It's just sort of, you know, like, you know, Kazumi sent me. You know, Heihachi's like, so it's come to this, and my fists know everything. Yeah, it's so weird. And the sidestep.
By the way,
and boom, right into it.
Welcome to gameplay!
Yeah. And it looks fucking almost, like, it's almost indistinguishable from the CG trailer. Like, it looks great.
Akuma has focus attacks. Akuma has
and of course, he's got Shoryukens, he has a Tatsu. But they make it work in 3D, it seems like, so... Yeah.
So
I mean,
fucking pretty.
Like you, I've never been a huge Tekken fan, but I have, for a long time, I've, you know, kind of followed along casually. Just because Tekken's definitely interesting, it's just not a game I've ever really put time into. I'm so glad that they brought Akuma in, and that he's just like a major part of the story, and everyone's fine with it at this point. Yeah. Like, he's not a guest character, he's not some special secret character. He's just, you know, part of the story now. He's just a guy who's fucking doing shit.
Yeah, now, let me highlight this perfectly for everybody to see. First of all, coming early 2017, that could have hurt a little bit, but here we go. PS4, Xbox One, Steam.
If you have a real gaming machine, a serious video game machine that isn't just for Nintendo games, you can play this game. Because on the one hand, I think maybe the NX will be the machine that brings Nintendo parity with like the PS4 and the Xbone. But on the other hand, both of those are coming out with new, better, more powerful versions within the next year and a half or so.
And Nintendo's just trying to catch up to the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, so they might still end up behind.
It's such a story of their fucking business model. They're always one step handicapped. When Xbox and PS3 had HDMI, Wii was still playing with component.
And I mean, here's the thing, like, literally, Nintendo's, I believe it was Gunpei Yokoi, don't quote me on that, but I believe Gunpei Yokoi coined a phrase at Nintendo that has defined their hardware mentality forever, which is basically very extremely loosely translated, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Literally translated, it meant something more along the lines of we're better off innovating with slightly older hardware that's better understood than brand new stuff that, you know, is just coming onto the market. Nintendo has always sort of had this mentality of they'd rather use hardware, you know, actual chips and boards and stuff that are a little older, a little cheaper, and, you know, easier to manufacture, better optimized than, you know, using stuff that's brand new and blazingly fast for the time, just in case, like, the new stuff kind of ends up sucking. And in a lot of cases that worked, you know, like the Game Boy. The original Game Boy could have been color. The original, like, prototypes were color, but Nintendo found that, you know, with the technology available at the time, color was expensive. It killed battery life, you know, really fast. And
the Game Boy logo was already dead in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So Nintendo decided, you know what, let's just go monochrome. The little monochrome screens are cheaper. You know, it's easier to program for monochrome with the hardware we're using. The battery lasts a little longer. And the Game Boy was the biggest fucking hit, despite the fact that Neo Geo Pocket Color and Sega Game Gear were competitors to the original Game Boy. You know, Color, you know, handhelds lost out in that war because the technology was so new that batteries couldn't last and games just were fucking wonky. But in these days, when we're already living in the days of, you know, HDMI, and it just doesn't really work anymore. You know, that particular mentality of let's work with the older technology and make something interesting with it. It, you know, to a certain extent, maybe that works, but with the Wii, it sold a lot of Wiis, but it didn't necessarily make for a lot of great games. And with the Wii U, it's just the market does not like it.
No.
So that was a sidebar.
But it was a perfectly viable sidebar, so we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're just going to do a little rapid fire run right now before the rage of the week, brought to you by Mitch this week.
Yeah.
Other things that we wanted to talk about that we're not going to get into because we don't have 4 hours to podcast.
Yeah. Gravity Rush 2.
Gravity Rush 2.
Fucking kick-ass game.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think of that fucking trailer. I was like, what is going on in any of this?
It's definitely hard to follow if you haven't played Gravity Rush before. Gravity Rush was originally a Vita game that later came out as like a remaster on the PS4, and basically you play a superheroic kind of like sort of brownish, teenage girl who controls gravity, and she, mostly close to herself in like a small field. She flies around. You can fly. You can kick things. You can manipulate objects. And the game has a very original universe. You're in this city that's sort of just kind of floating in this weird, cloudy space. Look at this girl. Anyone who's like, your Gamer Gators, your SJWs, those of you who want representation in gaming, here's some, she's technically a minority. She's she's not a 30-year-old white guy with short hair, basically. But yeah, the plot, and this game is a direct sequel to its predecessor, which I played on the PS4 to completion, as the Game Grumps would say.
I might have to look up at least the first minute. Like, I'm looking at this, I have no fucking idea what is going on.
I would explain the story to you, but it would take much longer than the trailer, and we're trying to do rapid fire. Basically, Gravity Rush is really fun. It gave me headaches when I played it for too long, because the camera goes all over the fucking place. When you're trying to fly and like turn around in the air, it gets rough. But yeah, Gravity Rush 2 looks really good. It's PlayStation 4 exclusive. It's going to be fucking gorgeous. And let's move on to Nier Automata.
Yes.
Which is another... I put a lot of links... I'm the one who kind of made this list of links of games where I was like, oh, I like this. So I might end up talking about a lot of these. Nier Automata is the sequel to Nier, a game that came out a few years ago. Originally for the PS3 and Xbox 360. This is an advertisement for Horizon Zero Dawn, which also looks fucking great.
Yeah, I meant to subscribe to YouTube Red before this broadcast, so this didn't happen.
You could have just installed AdBlock,
Okay, here's my thing about that before we cut to this. I do have AdBlock installed. However...
And it's still playing?
However... As a YouTube content creator, understanding that when these ads play, this is what is supporting your Game Grumps, your Jontrons, etc.
Yeah.
Support your brother.
If it weren't an election year, I would turn AdBlock off. Yeah.
I'll give you that, but... I watch so many game things, and like, YouTube is actually a lot more personalized now. Like, all I did is shaving shit and video games.
Maybe I'll turn my ad block off then. Because for a while, it was like credit cards and campaign ads and shit that I really didn't care about.
They've really dialed into the cookies to like whatever you watch on YouTube.
Okay, that's good at least. So Nier Automata.
Yes.
And actually, fun fact, the Two Best Friends Play, aka The Switcher on YouTube, is playing Nier, the original game that this is based on, sort of, as we speak, essentially. They just put out the 4th episode. Nier Automata takes place in the far future of the Nier universe, which is based on the Drakengard series, sort of loosely. It's kind of a alternate universe sequel to Drakengard. And in Automata, once again, it's... Because Nier takes place long after the events of the Drakengard games. Automata takes place long after the events of Nier. And you play this robot which is involved in this war between humans and aliens in a land abandoned by man.
Metal Gear.
Machines wage a continuous war. Metal Gear. You fight Metal Gears for the glory of humankind, unaware of the futility of your actions. And look, modern buildings. That was one of the interesting things about Nier. is it starts out basically on modern day Earth, and then it cuts 1,000 years in the future, and there are still some current day buildings standing. But the important thing is this is a platinum game. They've been working on it for more than a year, so it's probably going to be good, unlike certain Activision published platinum games. Early 2017, Square Enix is funding the project, which means it's got motherfucking money.
I'm sorry, are you talking about a Spider-Man game?
Oh shit. Maybe. Did we put that on the list?
No, we didn't, but I remember, was it Platinum or was it Insomniac that's doing Spider-Man?
I think Insomniac is doing Spider-Man.
I always confuse Platinum and Insomniac, like, that's me. But no, there's a Spider-Man game coming out, we don't have a trailer for it on our list, but it actually looks really good!
Yeah, so it's in keeping with a lot of the Spider-Man games, or at least a few of them. You know, the ones on Sega and Super Nintendo weren't great, but like the 64 and PlayStation 2 era games, pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Not the one that the game ever played that was like, no, you're gonna love this coming up, and you just gotta hover there.
Yeah, that game was bad. But, I mean, I played a few Spider-Man games in my day. Like, Spider-Man 1 and 2 movie tie-in games, and the one on 64, I think, that came out before those. Those three were really good games.
Yeah, like the
legitimately.
where it was like the legit street-for-street remake of New York City.
Yeah, those games were fantastic. Like,
next on the list, we're going to give you a little snippet of Persona 5.
Oh, shit. I was wrong. Persona 5. Yeah, so this is the one that's getting... It's kind of in a Last Guardian zone where it was announced to come out last year, and now it's coming out next year. And Jesus Christ, some graphic designers absolutely... They jizzed all over this game and everything to do with it. And the Atlas offices, just everywhere. There is so much, like, graphic designer soaking all of this, like, in the best way possible, you know? So this is Persona 5. Persona games since 3 have had color-based themes. Persona 3 was blue. Persona 4 was yellow and I think black. Primarily yellow was a big one, and also like blacks and grays. And certain locations have consistent color themes. There's a location called the Velvet Room throughout all of the games that has always been blue themed. Like, design is a big part of the Persona games, and I mean like visual design, graphic design. These are extremely hip games. And Persona 5, if you can't tell, is themed by black, white, and red all over. So it actually looks even darker than Persona 3, which was a fairly dark game to begin with. In some respects, at least.
Let me tell you why I'm face-palming right now, which you guys couldn't see because I realized we're showing you guys this trailer. Right as we got to Persona, and right when you said Persona 4 and yellow and everything, the entire soundtrack to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is now playing all at the same time on loop in my head.
Ha ha! Yeah, no, I can hear it too. At least you're not hearing the Persona 3 soundtrack, which, like, the boss, I think it's either the boss or battle music, literally starts out, baby, 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 it's kind of hilarious, but so annoying if you're actually playing the game.
Yeah.
And this Persona trailer goes on for 9 minutes, so we'll kind of cut away. But the graphic design looks so good. and it moves the Persona series forward in a lot of ways from the coverage I've seen. The dungeons are a little more open; they're not super linear like they used to be. The game looks fucking good, basically.
Right.
If you like Persona, you'll love this. I'm really looking forward to playing the spin-off fighting game and the spin-off dancing game and the spin-off other RPG and probably the spin-off I don't fucking sports game, soccer shit. I don't know, man.
I just hope to God there isn't a spin-off fighting game because I love Persona 4 Arena.
The Arena and Ultimax are both really pretty decent fighting games. I wouldn't say they're necessarily like tournament quality, it's Street Fighter 3, but
what it is,
they're really fun.
At least to me, is like anime fighters for dummies.
Yeah, no, it totally is. Like,
and it taught me so much about like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear.
Yeah,
that's what it was supposed to do. Good.
I mean, like the Persona, and one of the things I loved about those fighting games was they got a lot of people who weren't into fighting games, and especially not into anime games, into fighting games. Like I remember there used to be a Persona fan group on Facebook that I was a part of, and they used to have Persona Arena and Ultimax fight nights that I would join once in a while. And they were just super fun because there's just a bunch of people fucking around with the game and, not really like seriously playing hard and trying to win. It's just like, oh, Kanji's my favorite character, so I'm going to play Kanji for a while,
Yeah, I have a Teddy keychain, by the way.
Dude, I have so much embarrassing Persona shit. Just special editions of games that I bought. Like, I've never played a Persona RPG except the 3DS one. That was a crossover with Etrian Dungeon.
Right.
Or whatever it was. So let's get fucking, like, for real dark. Let's go to Neo.
Yes.
Yes. Which I believe was shown as... it's a Tecmo game. Of course. Tecmo Koei. I think it was part of the Sony press conference, which, by the way, basically won E3.
Oh, it was
it was the most tasteful, the classiest, the most exciting.
There was a live fucking orchestra! Who the fuck did that? Ever! In the history of shit! They rented a fucking orchestra, man!
Oh, man. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Here we go. I was waiting for the ad to stop, so... roll this beautiful bean footage. Wait, where's the full screen? There it is.
So yeah, Neo, which I believe I reviewed the demo a while back. It's a game from Team Ninja. You what?
I was just pissed because I missed out on downloading it.
Oh boy. Well, guess what? August. There's a beta. There's a beta in August. I don't have a lot of time to talk, so let's get right to it. Neo looks fucking great. It looks like feudal Dark Souls, and this trailer shows off almost nothing but new content. There's very little I recognize from the alpha test that came out a couple months ago. Sexy. There is some kind of sexy fucking succubus demon. I think she's actually a Tengu. Yeah, there you see her right there. Oh, dude, I'd hit the shit out of that. I'm into the wings. I'm into the fucking like pale white skin. But yeah, very little. Oh yeah, there is very little recycled from the alpha demo, which is a very good sign. There's a little more about the story revealed in this. As obscure as it is, there's new guardian spirits. Like that bull you just saw is clearly one of William's other spirits. There's a Goyle, because it's a Tecmo Koei game, so why wouldn't there be?
Right on.
There's finally girls in this game.
I found you.
Yeah, like every time I watch this trailer, I get so excited to play the full version of this game. There's this guy, you know, what the fuck ever he is, some kind of druid. Oh, there's just like the Zelda trailer got me excited. This trailer gets me rock fucking hard. You know.
This year was just too much.
It was really good. There was tons of good indie stuff and like, you know, like B, A, and double A quality content. I mean, like there's VR. Oh, we should talk about
this has never been more afraid.
Yeah.
This has never been more afraid. Just saying. Yes, VR.
Yeah, Sony had a lot of VR content in their press conference, and a lot of it looked good. Like in the last year, a lot of VR stuff has honestly looked like tech demos and sort of proofs of concept.
Right.
But this year, like the VR games, especially for PlayStation and, you know, HTC Vive, looked good. They looked like full games. They looked like things I actually want to play, not things I want to play with. And this is one of them. Here They Lie, a horror VR game from Sony's Santa Monica studio, and 10 Gentlemen, which is a fucking fantastic name for a game developer, by the way. Look at this shit. Like, this looks like a proper scary game. This is, like, I won't say this is gonna sell me on a VR headset, but it's definitely bringing me in the direction of the Sony, you know, PlayStation VR headset. Originally I was set on, like, you know, an HTC Vive, but you know, if the PlayStation 4 headset is $400 or $500, or so I've heard, that's a lot cheaper than an HTC Vive. And if there's games like this, and you know, like Farpoint, another game that showed up on the Sony press conference, like Sony had a bunch of games to show for VR. We're just kind of showing you a highlight, just an example of what they had, but they had some real, like, legit looking games.
This is my thing with if there is any genre that is going to milk and profit the absolute fuck out of VR, it is horror anything.
Yeah, no, like horror is all about immersion. So bringing the VR level of immersion into it,
to where man. What is that? What is that? Look around and suddenly something's right in your fucking face. Dude, people are gonna die.
Yeah. Actually, funny story. My dad told me this morning about.
Go ahead.
He read a story in the newspaper that in Japan a guy died during, like, he had a heart attack and died during a screening of The Conjuring 2 or whatever, Conjuring 2, whatever the current one is, in the theater. And then his corpse disappeared before, like, the paramedics arrived. I don't believe it, personally. I think it's Weekly World News bullshit. But
yeah.
It's just funny. Like, with VR, they're... Like, you know those stories about people dying in internet cafes in Korea?
Yeah.
Those are going to skyrocket when VR gets big.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
people are...
Holy shit, yeah.
People are going to be playing, like, Ace Combat 7 and, you know, fucking Farpoint and this game, There They Lie, you know, just in Korea and just dying all over the place. Sorry, Korea. I know it's a stereotype, but you're the ones who are famous for this, so.
All right,
let's talk about Bound.
What's that?
Let's talk about Bound, just to make sure we get it in, because this is a personal pick for me.
You mean Scalebound?
Bound.
Oh, God. That's fucking confusing.
Sorry. And it's Santa Monica again. So, I mean, as long as we're on Sony Santa Monica, who are apparently doing a great job with VR and, like, indie games right now,
Yeah, and Santa Monica also responsible. We're not going to show it here in the podcast, but it's worth noting God of War 4, or the new God of War.
Right, God of War.
Tackling the Norse mythology, and Fap.
Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't look like the old God of War games.
There's one thing that irritates me about this. It looks like it's one big fucking escort mission.
The trailer kind of looks like that, but I'm holding back on making that judgment until more about the game comes out, because that could just be the beginning of the game. Kratos might be the tutorial character, Like, I kind of have a theory. I think the majority of the game, you're going to play the kid who I think is Thor when he grows up. Or, some Kratos-esque character who's the son of Odin and some bitch. Or, some Valkyrie. Let's be a little more respectful. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. It'll either go back and forth, or you'll play Kratos as the tutorial character, and then the kid will grow up, and that'll be the main player character for the rest of the game. Either that, or I've heard talk that the father-son relationship is the core of the game in the new God of War. So maybe you play Kratos and you switch back and forth, or you just play Kratos all the time. So maybe it is just a giant escort mission. Maybe it's like The Last of Us, where you sneak through the traps and, Norwegian child, whoever he is, walks right through and somehow doesn't alert the enemies.
Yeah. But Bound.
Yeah. God of War looks pretty decent. Kratos has a beard, but fucking Bound, man. Like, again, for those of you looking for diversity in video games, here's something for you. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Immediately, it reminds me of Al Shaddai, Voice of the Metatron, or Journey of the Metatron, whatever it was. El Shaddai.
I know
it was
what you're
a beautiful
talking about.
fucking game.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
This has threads of that. It looks so artful. Like, when people talk about video games as art, this is the shit that we.
I'm not.
This is our.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch this trailer before the episode.
Yeah,
This is
I
fucking
did.
breathtaking.
It's beautiful. Like, it's so pretty, and it's not even that graphically intensive. Like, I'm not talking about, like, oh, look at the amount of foliage and the resolution of these textures. It's just, it's so artful.
Fuck.
It's colorful, and there's a clear, like, aesthetic theme to it. You've got this green-haired woman, this dancer. Like, that's the thing. You play a dancer in this game, and somehow she does these amazing... Dude. Like, this is what moves video games forward as an artistic medium. This game. I'm calling it right now.
I'm going to cut right now to my reaction to watching this. This is the whole trailer. I was sitting there like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not like a AAA game. It's, it's something made by a fairly independent studio. It's small. It probably will be like a digital download game, but it's something that just somewhere inside of me, inside of my weird fucking heart, it hit a chord,
Yeah, and that's like, oh man. It's so like, it reminds me of Journey almost too.
Yeah, definitely. It certainly has threads of that in like the way that they use sort of the aesthetics of it, the shader that they use, kind of not exactly cell shading, but that sort of low poly kind of look. It's not the most graphic. It doesn't have the highest graphic fidelity, like I said, by any means, but it has a really pretty, like, art first aesthetic is the way I would put it. Anyway, we can't, as pretty as that game is, and as much as I'm going to follow every bit of news that comes out about Bound, we need to move on. Last Guardian or
let's go
Quake
with Last
or-
Guardian here because that's something we need to talk about because it's existed for almost StarCraft Ghost amount of years.
Yeah, Last Guardian, another still technically vaporware, but
Hold on, Gillette's telling me I need to shave.
I actually just shaved yesterday.
Alright, here we go.
Nobody ever notices. Yeah.
Holy shit, your shin patch is missing.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
I went to dinner with my family, or breakfast. No. The one between those. Lunch.
Wow.
Yes. I went to lunch with my parents and my sister, and no one said anything. But that's the life of a non-beardy man. and yeah, The Last Guardian. Look at this shit. PS4. October 25th this year. I'm holding my breath. Because this game was announced as a PS2 game. But it looks mostly finished at this point.
Just so you know, I'm renaming this game from now on. This game is forever known as Atreyu Falcor.
Yeah.
That's the name. Atreyu Falcor.
What was the name of the horse in that movie? Shit.
Oh, fuck.
It's not Shadowfax. That's Lord of the Rings.
Fuck you, fuck. Ass, fuck.
Oh, I love me. Have you seen the Game Grumps playthrough of Shadow of the Colossus? Speaking of all of this.
No, I have not.
Oh, you need to watch it. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but you need to watch it. And The Last Guardian looks really pretty. It looks like a Team Eco game, which is a good thing. Hey, Twitch dashboard.
Fuck.
Very short trailer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not exceedingly short. It was 2 minutes, but
No, that's average thing here. Moving right along. Quake.
yeah. Quake Champions, the first Quake game in 6-7 years, something like that.
Here, while we're at it,
There's
let's sell some fucking razors.
This is shield.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm trying to talk over 50-second ad. Here's the 15-second ad. Buy a fucking razor.
Fuck these. Fuck this fusion bullshit. Get a double-edged razor like a man. One blade, one face. One shot, one kill. Sorry. I hate multi-blade razors. They're a scam. They're a ripoff. Don't buy them. Go to rwicked_edge on Reddit. Find the real shit. Quake Champions, everybody. AKA Team Fortress 3, Quake 6, 7? I actually did a little research. This is going to be a hero-based shooter. In case it wasn't obvious from the trailer, they're different characters and they have different abilities. So, I know. I'm hoping it's not a huge thing. I'm hoping it's not like Overwatch where you've got your Q, your W, your Q, your E, and your ultimate. Or rather, your alt fire, your E, and your ultimate on Q. Whatever it is. Oh boy. I'm hoping it's still a Quake game. I'm hoping map knowledge is king, that there's power-ups and, guns you can pick up in the level. But it's not totally looking that way.
I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you, folks. I didn't watch that trailer. before this broadcast started.
There's no gameplay. It's just a CG trailer. So there's really nothing that we know about it. Oh, fuck. Have we talked about Prey yet? Is that on the list? It's not.
I thought I added that to the... No, you said that like way early in the week. I remember that.
Yeah. That was one of the first ones that I sent. Doing it live.
Doing it live.
There's a whole bunch of other trailers that I sent to John before we actually put together the spreadsheet. Jesus fuck. God, there's so much to talk about from E3.
Yeah, I literally I just looked at the trailer, the list of things like, oh my god, we're nearing completion, and by the way, we're at 2 hours 15 minutes.
So, just because it wasn't quite in the list, Prey looks good. And it's weird because Prey isn't a big franchise. Like, people have been complaining about God of War and Resident Evil 7 for not really looking like traditional God of War and Resident Evil games. And people feel like, oh, you're just using, Capcom and Sony. It's like, oh, you're just using the brand name to reel people in for whatever this other bullshit is. And honestly, brand names work, so I'm not mad about it.
Right.
As a well-informed consumer, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But Prey? Nobody cares about Prey.
Okay.
Prey doesn't have, like, a huge fan base.
No. Prey has a Prey 2, and they canceled it.
Exactly. Like, Prey hasn't been a thing since the beginning of last gen.
Yeah. And, okay, don't get me wrong. Prey was... I actually enjoyed the game.
Yeah, no, the first Prey was a really interesting game. It had a lot of cool stuff going on.
And, of course, the now well-known fact, several of the developers of that game went on to make Portal.
Yeah. Like, Prey's got a pedigree, but in the public, sphere, amongst gamers, like, that's a game that came and went, and then there were trailers for a second, and it just kind of turned into not even vaporware. It was officially canceled.
Yeah,
people forgot.
We're not doing this.
Yeah. So the whole idea of making a new Prey game this day and age doesn't make a lot of sense. The new Prey looks fucking good.
Yes, it does.
It looks like a horror, first-person experience. It'll probably have a VR version. Once again, it has a lot in common. It's a sci-fi game. There's probably aliens involved. There's a whole Groundhog Day mechanic where you're repeating the same day over and over again. And there's some kind of ghosts. Like, seriously, watch the trailer after this broadcast. It looks really cool.
Alright, so other things you guys should check out after the broadcast that we will put in the description of this and when I upload this to YouTube later on this week. The Doom Showcase.
Yeah. More content coming to SnapMap, including hell, shaped or hell-themed rooms, better scripting tools, lots of good stuff, and new multiplayer modes. That's mainly the whole trailer was just that stuff. Yep. Moving on.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it's essentially Guns of Icarus, but with pirate ships on the ocean, so you don't have to worry about elevation. And not terrible. Here's the thing. A lot of people were ragging on the, sort of the voice chat, quote voice chat in the Sea of Thieves trailer. I didn't think it was that bad.
No.
It wasn't as bad as the voice chat in the Rainbow Six Siege trailer, which was clearly scripted and fake. Sea of Thieves seemed honest. It was weird, awkward people, reacting under a camera and a microphone, which naturally makes people act a little, not odd, but, it puts you kind of on edge. So I can understand why people were a little awkward there. But
right.
Sea of Thieves looks good. It looks like a fucking awesome multiplayer, fun, screw-around game. Scalebound!
Scalebound!
Yes, Scalebound looks like another great Platinum game. It's been in development for more than a year, so we know it's probably going to be good and polished, unlike certain Activision published games. I can't get over it. It's such fucking bullshit. The Turtles game should be good, and it isn't because of fucking Activision. But Scalebound is just fucking Platinum, sponsored by Xbox. Honestly, the multiplayer trailer, though, it didn't look terrible, but it didn't look super fun. And part of it was just not Dante's voiceover. Because the new trailer for Scalebound is specifically about the multiplayer boss fights, like Dark Souls. It has a Dark Souls mechanic where you can summon help to fight bosses with you. And that looks really cool. But, not Dante. Says a lot of dumb stuff during the trailer, and the voiceover is really kind of not great and hokey. And I don't know, the combat just kind of looks bland for that fight. I'm sure the game will be good. It's Platinum. It's got to be good. I can't have my faith shaken now. Please, guys, don't do this to me.
All right, last speed round before we move on to the Rage of the Week.
For Honor. Yes, third-person game, which for some reason I thought was a first-person melee combat game since last year, but apparently I was wrong. It's Ultimate Warrior, the video game.
Yes!
Not Ultimate Warrior. What's the Spike TV show? Deadliest Warrior, the video game, but good. Not the actual Deadliest Warrior video game, which is a real thing. There was a video game based on that show, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it was a shitty fighting game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really... It was, like a 3D fighter, but it was like a wrestling game, kind of. Or like a Def Jam Fight for New York, but made for money.
Yeah, the Use engine.
Yeah, it was rough. It was really bad. For Honor is what that game should have been. And basically, it's a really, really contrived plot that essentially the world ends and Vikings, knights, and samurai are the only people who survive, and they fight. There's 3 playable factions, and I'm assuming there's going to be online play or some kind of MMO. Maybe not MMO, but, online multiplayer combat-oriented mode. Because that's kind of what I thought the game was about initially, from all of the things I've seen. There's definitely a story mode. There is a single-player story mode where you can play the different factions, but I think the focus is on multiplayer online combat. But it looks fucking good. There's like a really... Yeah, like... it's not like the deepest looking game I've ever seen in terms of, combat. It's not a fighting game. It's essentially a beat 'em up 3D, almost Dynasty Warriors-esque game where there's clearly like low level combatants, low level NPC soldiers that you can beat the shit out of, no worries. And then there's kind of higher level, either NPCs that know what they're doing and have an AI, or possibly real player characters that you can fight in, the sieges and the battles. Sorry, I'm getting all fucking nasal and shit.
I get the same way when it gets like really moist in here, and the fact that I've housed like half a bottle of rum for this.
Yeah, For Honor looks pretty good. There's clearly a lot of thought put into the fighting system. It's got offensive as well as defensive elements. You actually have to block and kind of parry and, pick your moments in the combat system. Especially for a Western game, which, sorry, Western developers, you're not always great at combat and execution-based games. For Honor looks pretty good. High graphical fidelity. Trailers look great. Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
That face says it all, like, oh god, is this something that I have to talk over?
Trials of the Blood Dragon. Let's put on the fucking trailer. And, I come at this from a place of love. Because I loved Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. The standalone expansion. And I even kind of love this trailer. I mean, it's got, it's the 90s action figure commercial that I saw as a kid a million times for a million different Batman toys. But Trials? Guys, really? This is what we get? Because they teased this. Like, Ubisoft teased another Blood Dragon game, and I got excited about it. I was looking forward to once again shooting up bad guys as Rex Power Colt. And this is what I get? A Flash game? Because that's what this is. This is a Flash game. I played this on Newgrounds 8 years ago. There are a million of these games on fucking Newgrounds, and if I really wanted to play something like this, I would play one of those, or at best, regular Trials. I appreciate the aesthetic facelift that you gave this, and I'm sure it's, a decent Trials game, but it's a Flash game, and I don't fucking care. I want an honest-to-God Blood Dragon game with, all the trimmings, all the gameplay. Because Blood Dragon was a good game. It was a Far Cry game with ridiculous, stupid 80s shit. And I loved it. And this just doesn't live up to that for me. Like, I mean, Blood Dragon was just a riff on a Far Cry game, but this is literally just a reskinned Trials. Like, I don't know. I'm not happy.
Personally, I love the Trials games.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, like, ooh, it's another Trials game, yay!
That's the thing. Like, Blood Dragon was.
I have also not played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
I'll be honest. Like, Far Cry Blood Dragon was the only Far Cry game I've played. Because the thing about Ubisoft is they make the same game over and over and over again. And Blood Dragon was the one that had the aesthetic that I liked. Shout outs to Ubisoft. Quit making the same Assassin's Creed / Far / whatever game over and over again. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just... this is not what I wanted out of the Blood Dragon franchise at all.
There is, however, I have not played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, but I may pick it up next week.
It's really good.
Do you know why I'll pick it up next week? Because we're talking about my wallet being afraid come late holiday season. This is when your wallet should really be afraid.
Oh, shit!
Officially confirmed by PayPal, starting on June 23rd, prepare your wallet, your body must be ready, Steam Summer Sale, it's fucking on!
Oh, dip damn. Well, I guess that's a fucking shit. Fuck. I wasn't ready.
Your belly ain't ready.
Fuck, man.
So disappointed I've never seen anybody in the Steam sale, like, ever.
It snuck up on me, It's like when Halloween, you don't think about Halloween until it's like October 20th, and then you're like, shit, what am I going to do for a costume?
And then you throw something in the fucking thrift store.
Yeah.
June 23rd, baby! Steam sale's on. I legit may pick it up now.
Yeah, that's the thing. The original Blood Dragon is really very fun, especially if, you love that kind of throwback, Outrun, like, synthy 80s culture and, lasers and, all of that good shit.
The kind of stuff that Dan Abad grew up on.
Yeah, if you're like a Danny Sexbang kind of person, you will love Blood Dragon.
Holy shit, we made
it. Yeah, that's all of the E3 news we really were like big on covering. You know, there's other games that we missed.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy 15 got shown off, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
I don't care.
I don't. I wanted to, but I don't.
It's there. I just fuck Final Fantasy, man. Games haven't been good in a while. It's pure brand recognition inertia that keeps them afloat. The only thing Final Fantasy I'm looking forward to is 7, and Sony and Square Enix had nothing to show. There was more Horizon. Well, we covered the Horizon Zero Dawn trailer last week. I think there was probably a playable build, but that only got so much coverage from the people who were actually at E3. Ubisoft's press conference happened, and it was even more awkward than last year's.
It was.
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. There was some real fucking just cringy moments at E3, at Ubisoft's whole E3 conference. Of course, you know, EA had a press conference, which was, oh boy. Basically just, we're doing sports games.
Titanfall.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 is coming out, and it's going to have a single player campaign, which is cool. Because Titanfall looked really cool to me when I first heard about it, but I just never picked it up. I think, was it an Xbox game?
It was an Xbox One exclusive, and then they put it on 360, and then they finally put it on PC. But it was EA,
yeah.
So it was only purchasable on Origins.
Yeah, I just, by the time it came out for PC, and especially with EA Origin, I was just like, nah. There was one other thing that is going to be extremely inside baseball and super nerdy. Let me see if I can send this to Jenny real quick. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll get those hangouts.
And the only reason I mention this is because I grew up in the 90s and the 2000s. I watched Tech TV and G4 a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
Somebody organized a certain pair of video game commentator luminaries to get together.
I totally forgot about this.
Yeah. Fucking Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, the hosts, the old school OG hosts of fucking X-Play, reunited at E3 this year. At the, I guess, Bethesda, as part of Bethesda's press conference, Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler were back, and they were talking about Bethesda.
My friend was watching the Bethesda, like, the Bethesda cast was on like the evening hours here, and my job that actually pays my bills is 2 to 10:30, so I missed all of it. He was live texting me the whole thing, like, oh really? Oh shit! And he texted me, Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler back together. I almost threw the phone out the window. I was like, no, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm so disappointed right now. Why am I watching this shit?
Yeah, and I'm just glad to see Morgan and Adam. You know, they're like old friends to me at this point. Especially because not only just from X-Play, but Adam used to do a Let's Play show with a guy named Anthony Carboni as part of Rev3 Gaming, which I think is now defunct.
Yeah, I think is gone now.
Yeah, they played Outlast in like a Let's Play format, and they started playing Alan Wake, which I was really excited about, and they never finished. And then Adam went to work on the Friday the 13th game, which actually looks really good.
Yeah.
But because of that, he's been out of the public eye for a while. So it's nice to see him again and just know that like he's still bald, he's still weird.
Here's the one thing that and I remember last year I geeked out during the Nintendo World Championships in E3 when most of it was hosted by Kevin Pereira.
Oh God, Kevin Pereira, yeah, all of those old like Tech TV and G4 guys. It's really weird seeing them again. Like occasionally I'll see Leo Laporte and Patrick Burton on like random YouTube videos here and there from like Wired and Tested and places like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? They're still alive? Or Martin Sargent. God, I haven't thought about that guy in years.
Right.
There's actually a guy here, inside baseball again. There's a guy here in Reno who runs a movie night at a bar, and we watch terrible movies. He used to write for G4.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, his name is Todd White. I don't remember what shows he wrote for, but he used to work for G4, and now he lives in Reno. And basically, I don't know what his like regular job is, but I know at the bar he runs the Donner Party Film Feast. Aha, funny joke. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. Wow, Googling this guy pulls up some odd things. But yeah, I was talking to him at the bar like a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, that was E3 this year. A lot of pretty legit VR games. Just a lot of like actual game stuff coming out that we're excited about. But I mean, like the last couple of years, I feel like our motto has been E3, wait for TGS and Gamescom.
And I was actually going to bring that up. Like the last like 2 or 3 weeks for the episodes, we've been basically shitting on E3, and all of a sudden here we are, mouthfuls of E3.
Yeah, like it really made a comeback this year in a good way, and I am very pleased.
We fucking made it.
And that's basically everything we really wanted to cover.
There's so much more. We encourage you guys to go Google E3, look up everything that was shown to you guys. A little bit too much rum?
Yeah, just a little.
Was that Cat's Cooler Report in that thing?
No, it's watermelon flavored Kickstart.
There's a Kickstart inside my home, made alone. Yes, Lord!
Oh God, Marlon Webb is the fucking funniest.
Have you seen the video that's been floating around him lately with the Take On Me music video?
Yes! Oh God, that's the best.
And the fucking ministry still walks is like, that should be the official way you get from point A to point B from now on. Like, legally, like, if you don't, you get shot in the fucking face.
Oh man. Oh dude, it's so good. That guy is so goddamn funny. He deserves recognition. Marlon Webb, he's on Vine, he's on YouTube, his videos make it to Facebook. Oh.
This is hygienic. She uses Pantene to keep her hair clean, but I got
watermelon.
This is Sophie. You thought I would alone instead, but I got a team of pumpkin heads.
They nearly drowned when they went out boating, but I've got watermelon to keep me floating.
He struggles to lift the weight, but I got watermelon to keep me in shape. Alright, folks. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We are bypassing the gaming segment because
Yeah, it was all E3.
We've been here for a while, and I'm starting to have the waking hangover, so it's time to switch to water.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Thank
I'm a
you.
little.
Yeah, we've reached the end of our boat here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you like what you see, give us a follow here on Twitch, right down near the follow button somewhere. I think it's like right down there or something. Give us a like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. We got well over 130 videos, including several Mario Maker videos. Mitch and I are going to start doing some Let's Plays very, very soon. Now that we finally figured out how it's done.
We're not doing it live as much as we used to be doing it live, so hopefully we can get some more content for you.
And get Mitch involved more on the YouTube channel instead of me and Suzanne and me and crossovers. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go pass out now. I have been Johnny.
And I am the only Mitch.
Arcade's closed.